Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial, and in this video I will be covering some important MCQ questions on English literature for the upcoming CUET PG English entrance exam. I am conducting 1000 mock test series for the upcoming CUET PG English exam. This is the part 6. In the previous 5 videos I have discussed 160 important MCQ questions along with explanations. Please visit the playlist and watch all those videos that I have uploaded in that section. So watch the video till the end because it is going to be a fruitful sessions. It will definitely boost up your confidence. So without wasting your precious time, let's get started with question number 161. But before starting the session, this is my humble request to all of you. Please do subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notifications that I will upload in future. So here is your first question. This first question is on your screen. Please do write in the comment box, and you want me to make video on any particular topic, you can suggest me also. You can write down in the comment box. I will definitely try to make video on this topic. So here is your first question. Without wasting your precious time, let's get started with this question number 161. So here is your question number 161, that which person from the following list received the Nobel Prize for Literature? So here are some options: Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, Graham Greene, Martin Amis. So here, which person received the Nobel Prize for Literature? Now the right option is here Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill got the Nobel Prize in 1953. In 1953 he received the Nobel Prize and he was the Prime Minister of Britain. Here Sir Winston Churchill, Britain's Prime Minister during the Second World War, was awarded the Nobel Prize Literature in 1953. And why did Winston Churchill win the Nobel Prize? In 1953, Churchill was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his mastery of historical and biographical descriptions, as well as for his brilliant oratory in defending exalted human values. Churchill was almost always well paid as an author, and for most of his life, writing was his main source of income. So here, Sir Winston Churchill was awarded with the prestigious Nobel Prize in the year 1953, who was a Britain's Prime Minister during Second World War. Moving on to question number 2. Bhavani Junction is a fictional novel. Is a novel. Bhavani Junction is written by Paul Scott, John Masters, Bhavani Bhattacharya, Amitabh Ghosh. So Bhavani Junction is a fiction, is a novel, and this was written by the British writer John Masters. John Masters has written Bhavani Junctions, and here Bhavani Junction is a 1954 novel. It was written by the British novelist called John Masters. The British novelist John Masters has written the fiction, the novel Bhavani Junction, that was published in 1954. Moving on to question number 163. Who among the following is not a Marxist critic? Who among the following is not a Marxist critic? So your options are Christopher Caldwell, Raymond Williams, Terry Gilton, Victor Salvosky. So Christopher Caldwell is a Marxist critic. Raymond Williams also is a Marxist critic. Terry Gilton is also a Marxist critic. So all of them are here Marxist critic, but Victor Salvosky is the right options. Who is a Russian formalist? Who is a Russian formalist? The Russian formalist. He belongs to the formalism. So Victor Salvosky is the right options. He is not a Marxist critic, and here is the explanation that he is one of the major figures associated with the Russian formalism, that is Victor Salvosky, and his famous work, that is Theory of Prose, was published in 1925. So Theory of Prose was also written by Victor Salvosky, who was a Russian formalist, and he is associated with the movement Russian formalism. So he has also written Theory of Prose, that was published in 1925. Moving on to question number 164. Velutha, this is the important character, the untouchable, appears in which work? The God of Small Things, Cooley, Untouchable, In Custody. So Velutha appears in the God of Small Things. The God of Small Things, this was written by Arundhati Roy. Arundhati Roy is a famous novel, The God of Small Things, and for this novel she was awarded with the prestigious Booker Prize in 1997. In 1997, okay, for this work, that is God of Small Things, Arundhati Roy got the Booker Prize. So Booker Prize was awarded for this work to Arundhati Roy in the year 1997 for this, The God of Small Things, where Velutha is the untouchable. So Velutha appears in The God of Small Things, whereas Cooley and Untouchable, these two novels were written by Mulkraj Anand. Cooley appears in 1936, whereas Untouchable appears in 1935. Untouchable is about the story of Baka, whereas Cooley is the story of Muno, who is a 14-year-old boy. So Untouchable is the first novel, 1935, then the Cooley appears in 1936, and The God of Small Things was written by Arundhati Roy And Arundhati Roy's novel, The God of Small Things, for this novel, she was awarded with the prestigious Booker Prize, and she got the prestigious Booker Prize in 1997, and Valita is the Untouchable. Whereas In Custody is another work which you can be in custody, was written by Anita Desai. Anita Desai has written this novel, that In Custody. Custody. In Custody is the another novel that was written by Anita Desai. Moving on to question 165, here is the explanation. Who is the character Veluta? Veluta is a member of Urban, an untouchable caste. He works in the Pochama family pickle factory and is employed by Mamichi to do additional course around the home because of his exceptional skills. Veluta is the god of small things that Roy, that is Arundhati Roy, references several times in the novel. So Veluta is referred in the novel as god of small things. God of small things. Moving on to question 165, which of the following novel has the refrain? This is the Mason age, sons. This is the Mason age. We are all men who will master it. This is the Mason age, sons. This is the Mason age. We are all men who will master it. The Big Heart, the Village, the Untouchable, the Sword and the Sickle. So these were all novels written by Mulkraj Anand, and this refrain each part of the novel called The Big Heart. The Big Heart is also written by Mulkraj Anand. Mulkraj Anand. So Mulkraj Anand's novel The Big Heart, this refrain appears that this is the Mason age, sons. This is the Mason age. We are all men who will master it. Moving on to question 166. Who among the following despises Gandhism for each? So it is the hatred towards Gandhism for its business runs on high interest loans to small farmers who sell their rice to city people. So who among the following? There are some characters who among the following despises Gandhism for its business runs on high interest loans to small farmers, जो कि क्या करता है वो sells their rice to city people. Now your options are Narsamma, Bhatta, Murthy, Swami. So here Bhatta is the reduction. Bhatta is the reduction. So who despises Gandhism in the novel Kanthapura, Rajaram's Kanthapura. So Narsamma, Bhatta, Murthy, Swami. These are all characters from the novel called Kanthapura, Rajaram's magnum opus novel Kanthapura, where Bhatta is also one of the characters, important characters in that novel. And the main protagonist here is Murthy. Moving on to question number 167, who among the following is the protagonist of Kanthapura, who is back from the city with new ideas? So he has come back to the city with new ideas, cuts across the ancient barriers of caste to unite the villagers in non-violent action. So he was following the Gandhism, the non-violent actions, and was trying to unite the villagers. Okay, when he came back to his own village, okay, with new ideas. So who is the protagonist of the novel Kanthapura, written by Rajaram, Rampalali, Murthy, Narayan, Anand. So here Murthy is the right option. He is the protagonist, the central protagonist of the novel Kanthapura, written by Rajaram. Moving on to question 168. Coolie is a novel by Mulkraj Anand, first published in 1936, 1935, 1940. So Coolie published in 1936. A is the right option, whereas in 1935 it was Untouchable published. Coolie is the story of Muno, who is a 14 years old boy, and he died due to tuberculosis at the age of 16. So here Coolie published in 1936. It was written by Mulkraj Anand. Moving on to question 169. Among the following was associated with the journal Criterion. The journal Criterion, and you know this was written by, it was edited by, done by T.S. Eliot. So who among the following, among Indian following was associated with the journal Criterion? Rajaram, Mulkraj Anand, Girish Karnad, and R.K. Narayan. So here it is Mulkraj Anand. Mulkraj Anand was associated with the journal called Criterion, and he had made. Here is the question here: how did Mulkraj Anand meet E.M. Foster? So while working on his novel Untouchable, no. While studying literature at a university, no. While working on T.S. Eliot's magazine Criterion, or while attending a literary festival. So Mulkraj Anand met E.M. Foster while he was working. While Mulkraj Anand was working on T.S. Eliot's magazine Criterion. So here C is the right options. And here is another question: who wrote the introduction to the novel Untouchable? Untouchable novel का introduction किसने लिखा है? Was it E.M. Foster, T.S. Eliot, Charles Dickens, vernacular inventors? So it was E.M. Foster. E.M. Foster wrote the introduction to the novel Untouchable. So here A is the right options. Whereas Mulkraj Anand was associated with the journal called Criterion, that was edited by T.S. Eliot, and he had met E.M. Foster while he was working with the journal of T.S. Eliot called the criterion. Moving on to question 172. Who wrote The Inheritance? The Inheritance, Darwin, Golding, Lessing, Wolf. So it was written by William Golding. William Golding has written the novel The Inheritance, and it concerns the extinction of one of the last remaining tribes of Neanderthals at the hands of the more sophisticated Homo sapiens, and it is published by Faber in 1955. So it is about written by William Golding. So the Inheritance was written by William Golding. Moving on to question number 173. In a guide that was written by Arkenarian, who is the main character's love interest. Now main characters कौन है? The railway Raju. The railway Raju is the main character, and his love of interest is Roji, Sita, Leela, Rajam. So Raju's love of interest is Roji. So A is the right option. Moving on to question number 174. Which of the following is not the characteristics of old English heroic poetry? Alliterations was a characteristics of old English poetry. Rhyme was not there. Kennings was also there. Caesura, a certain break was also there. So rhyme is not a characteristics of old English poetry. So here B is the right option. B is the right option. Rhyme. Which of the following is not a characteristic? So rhyme is not a characteristics of old English poetry. Moving on to question 175. What is a kenning? Kenning क्या है? A type of rhyme used in rhyme in old English का rhyme हम लोग यूज नहीं करते थे, rhyme नहीं था उधर पे, तो that is wrong. A type of metaphorical phrase used in old English poetry. A type of heroic character, it is not a heroic character. A type of riddle, it is not also a riddle. So kenning is a type of metaphorical phrase used in old English poetry. Kenning is a metaphorical phrase used in old English poetry. Moving on to question 176. What is the name of the hall that King Hrothgar builds in Beowulf? In the heroic poem called the old English heroic poem called Beowulf, what is the name of the hall that Hrothgar builds? Right, Rindelstein, Valhalla, or Mead Hall. So it was right. Here is the name of the building, the hall that was Hrothgar, that was built by Hrothgar. So it was A. Here it is the right option. Moving on to question 177. Which old English poem tells the story of a battle between the Anglo-Saxon army and the Vikings? Which old English poem tells the story of a battle between the Anglo-Saxon army and the Vikings? The Battle of Maldon, Dream of the Rook, the Beowulf, or the Wanderer? So it was the Battle of Maldon. The Battle of Maldon is about a battle between the Anglo-Saxon army and the Vikings. Moving on to question number 178. What is the name of the sword that Beowulf uses to kill the dragon in the poem Beowulf? So, what is the name of the sword that Beowulf had used to kill the dragon in the poem Beowulf? Was it hunting, nagging, Excalibur, Grab? So it was nagging. Nagging was the name of the sword that Beowulf, at the end of the novel, at the end of the epic poem called Beowulf, he had used this nagging. So here B is the right option. Moving ahead to question 179. Which poem ends? I shall but love thee better after death. I shall but love thee better after death. How do I love thee? Would to a Grecian urn, in faith I do not love thee with my eyes, with mine eyes. Let me not to the marriage of true minds. No. So this is the ending line, the concluding line of the novel, of the poem, of the sonnet 43 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. How do I love thee? How do I love thee? This is the ending line, the concluding line of sonnet 43 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Sonnets from the Portuguese 43, that is How do I love thee? Let me count the ways by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And this poem, this sonnet ends with this line that I shall but love thee better after death. Moving on to question 180. Which poet is considered a national hero in Greece? National hero of Greece or in Greece? John Keats, no. Lord Byron, Zola and Sappho. It was Lord Byron. Lord Byron is known as the national hero in Greece. Which kind of poems? Which kind of poem is Edward Lear associated with? Nature, epics, sonnets, nonsense. It is nonsense. Edward Lear is associated with nonsensical poem. So here B is the reduction. Coleridge poem, The Rime of the Ancient Maiden, which has 7 parts, where the 3 gallants going, a funeral, a wedding, market, to the races. So the gallants were going to a wedding party, So here B is the right option. Moving on to question number Harold Nicholson's 183. Harold Nicholson described which poet as very yellow and glum? Harold Nicholson described which poet as very yellow and glum? Perfect manners. The options are E. E. Cummings, T.S. Eliot, John Greenleaf Whittier, or Walter or Walt Whitman. So it was T.S. Eliot. Harold Nicholson described T.S. Eliot as very yellow and glum, perfect manners. Moving on to question number 184. What was strange about Emily Dickinson? She rarely left home. She wrote in court. She never attempted to publish her poetry. She wrote her poems in invisible ink. No. So she rarely left home. This is about a strange thing about Emily Dickinson. So here A is the right option. Rupert Brooke wrote his poetry during which conflict? Boer War, Second World War, Korean War, First World War. 96. Which poet laureate wrote about a church mouse? He wrote about a church mouse. Bateman, Ted Hughes, Marble, Philip Larkin. So it is Bateman. Bateman had written about a church mouse. So A is the right option. Which American writer published A Brave and Startling Truth? A Brave and Startling Truth in 1996. Which American writer published A Brave and Startling Truth? I am giving a clue. She has also written. The famous poem called Why the Caged Bird Sing. So your options are Robert Hass, Jessica Hagdon, Maya Angelou, Michael Palmer. So A Brave and Startling Truth is written by Maya Angelou. So here C is the right option. Moving on to question number 188. Who wrote about the Angelic I Love in Spring? So Dylan Thomas, Ezra Pound, W. B. Yeats, E. Cummings. So it was W. B. Yeats who has written the poem I Love in Spring. Moving on to question number 189. The repetition of a similar ending sounds. Similar ending sounds. The repetition of similar ending sounds is known as alliteration. No. Onomatopoeia. No. Rhyme meter. It was rhyme. Rhyme क्या होता है? The repetition of similar ending sounds. So rhyme is the right option. Moving on to question 190. Applying human qualities to a non-human things. Apply human qualities to non-human things is known as personifications, onomatopoeia, alliterations, rhyme. So human qualities अगर आप देते हो किसी नॉन ह्यूमन थिंग्स को और नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स को, that is also known as personified. That non living thing is personified here, that is personifications. So here personification is the right option. A comparison of unlike things without using a word of comparison such as like or as. So without using like or as when you compare, that is known as metaphor, simile, personifications, metonymy. So it was metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison of unlike things without using like or as. That he is a, if I say that he is a tiger, so that means he has the quality of the tiger's quality. He's like a tiger. So here without using like or as, we are saying he is a tiger. That means we are also comparing here the person with that tiger. Moving on to question 192. The comparison of unlike things using the words or as, like or as. Okay, like or as. So here the comparison of unlike things using the words like as. Metaphor, simile. जब आप like और as यूज करते हो, that is known as simile. So without like or as जब compare करते हो, that is called metaphor. Using words or letters to imitate sounds. Okay, using words or letters to imitate sounds. Alliterations, simile, onomatopoeia. So it is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is using words or letters to imitate sounds. Moving on to question number 194. The repetition of beginning consonant sounds. The repetition of beginning consonant sounds is rhyme, onomatopoeia, alliteration. So this is here alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of beginning consonant sounds. The beginning consonant sounds is known as here alliteration. Moving on to question 195. A poem with no meter और राइम, लिरिक, फ्री वर्स, नैरेटिव. सो जहाँ पे कोई वर्स नहीं, कोई वर्स पे अगर कोई मीटर नहीं रहता है और ना राइम नहीं रहता है, that is known as free verse. Free verse having no verse or no meter. So B is the right option. Moving on to question 196. Sylvia Plath married which English poet? John Masefield, Cosley, Hughes, Larkin. So it was Ted Hughes. Sylvia Plath married Ted Hughes. Moving on to question 197. Carl Sandburg's planked white fish contains what kind of imagery? C scenes, rural idyll, war, innocent childhood. So Carl Sandburg's poem Plank Whitefish contains the war imagery. So here C is the adoption. Moving on to question 198. In 1960, the Colossals. In 1960, the Colossals was the first book of poems published by which poetess? Elizabeth Bishop, Sylvia Plath, Marianne Moore, Laura Jackson. So it was Sylvia Plath. Sylvia Plath's first publication of poem was the Colossal that was published in 1960. So here B is the correct option. Moving on to question number 199. In his poem Kipling said, if you can meet with time and dash dash dash. So in which poem Kipling said? So that is in which poem Kipling said, if you can meet with triumph and dash dash dash. Was it glory? No. If disaster, victory. So it was Eve. So Eve is a famous poem written by Rudyard Kipling, and in the middle of the poem, these lines appear that if you can meet with triumph. So here B is the right option. And to wind up the session, here is question number 200. So here today's last question: what is the study of poetry's meter and form called? पोइट्री का पोएम का मीटर और फॉर्म को जब स्टडी करते हो स्टडी को आप क्या बोलते हैं प्रोसोडी फोटोलॉजी ड्रामेटोलॉजी स्कैंशन सो इट इज नोन एज प्रोसोडी so these were all 40 questions that I have discussed along with explanations. I thought that you have liked the video, so don't forget to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification that I will upload in future. And if you want me to make video on a particular topic, you can suggest to me, you can write in the comment box. I will definitely make video on this topic. Thank you once again for watching the video. Please stay tuned and enjoy the free videos that I upload daily on my channel. Thank you.